fratres and sorores of all grades of the Rosicrucian Order of ℌ𝔞𝔫𝔦𝔣. Let us celebrate the festival of the vernal equinox. Before me the great angel Raphael. Behind me the great angel Gabriel. On my right the great angel Michael. On my left the great angel
It is my great pleasure, as Imperator and Chief Adept of our three orders, to officially open this convocation of the College of the Adepts of the Rosicrucian Order of ℌ𝔞𝔫𝔦𝔣, here at the Hathor Grand Temple of the Hermetic Order of the Golden Dawn. Je voudrais aussi dire bienvenue à tous nos frères et sœurs dans le monde francophone et spécialement ici en France e au Québec, au Canada. Voglio salutare i nostri fratelli e sorelle in Italia. Ik begroete onze broeders en zusters uit Nederland en België. Jag hälsar våra bröder och systrar från Sverige, Norge, Suomi och Danmark. Eu felicito todos nossos irmãos e irmãs em Portugal e Brasil. También saludo a nuestros hermanas y hermanos en España, Argentina, México y todo el resto de América Latina. And of course, I greet our brothers and sisters in the United Kingdom, Canada, and the United States of America.
Frater Storistes, I command you to purify the whole and the members by water. Frater Dadukos, I command you to consecrate the hall and the members by fire.
I purify the east with water. I purify the south with water. Purify the west with water.
I consecrate the east with fire.
I purify the north with water.
Consecrate the south with fire.
Very honored high-elephant, I have purified the all with water.
I consecrate the west with fire. Consecrate the north with fire. Earth and elephant have consecrated the whole with fire and incense.
Let the mystic circumambulation take place in the path of light. Second, ceremonies. Let us adore the Lord of the universe. Holy are thou, Lord of the universe. Holy are thou, Lord of the universe. Holy are thou, whom nature has not formed. Holy are thou, whom nature has not formed. Holy are thou, the mighty one. Holy are thou, the mighty one. Lord of the light and of the darkness. Lord Hero, assure yourself that all present have beheld the light of the mystic light.
Followers of the Rosicrucian Order of the Alpha and Omega, give the signs of a new fight. All those present have been surrounded.
Hermetic tradition arises from the blend of Egyptian and Greek cultures in Ptolemaic Egypt. It has its earliest roots in Samaria, then migrated through Chaldea and Egypt, and came to Europe with the Greek and Roman republics, For over 2,000 years, the Hermetic tradition has taught a triad of spiritual disciplines known as the Trivium Hermeticum: astrology, magic, and alchemy, that together comprise a powerful system of energetic evolution known as the royal art of solar ascension. Our order, the Hermetic Order of the Golden Dawn, was founded in 1888 in the United Kingdom. The Golden Dawn became the outer order of ℌ𝔞𝔫𝔦𝔣-𝔱𝔳, Rosicrucian Order of Alpha-𝔞𝔫𝔸 100 years ago now, in 1909, following the rebellion of the adepts in England in the Golden Dawn, and Mathers having waited 7 years to found the Alpha-𝔞𝔞𝔫𝔸. Today, here, the Ahathor Grand Temple in Paris, France, founded by ℌ𝔞𝔫𝔸 in 1892, remains the Grand Mother Temple of both the Hermetic Order of the Golden Dawn worldwide, as well as the Rosicrucian Order of Alpha and Omega. Since Aleister Crowley and Israel Regardie published the Golden Dawn's initiation rituals and parts of the Golden Dawn magical system during the last century, the teachings of our order have impacted nearly every aspect of the esoteric tradition, of the Western esoteric tradition. Using these published materials, a diverse variety of new Golden Dawn temples and orders have recently appeared on the scene, some even taking unique New Age or Thelemic directions. This spontaneous and rapid appearance of new Golden Dawn temples and orders is reminiscent of the rise of Freemasonry in the late 18th century. Our order, among Golden Dawn orders, remains very traditionalist in our approach. We hold fast to the Hermetic and the Rosicrucian roots of our tradition. Nonetheless, the revelation of our second order's magical material by Crowley and Regardie presented us with a unique challenge. Although we've remained completely faithful to our Hermetic and Rosicrucian origins, our order, therefore, has not remained static. Thus, in 1999, the Rosicrucian Order of Alpha and Omega proclaimed a general reformation of the order. In this reformation, first we prepared a completely traditional, yet secret and unprofaned, magical and alchemical replacement curriculum for our second order, the RRSC. This we did using exclusively pre-Golden Dawn Hermetic and Rosicrucian esoteric transmissions, which were put at our disposal by the Ahathor Grand Temple in Paris. Next, we moved all of the theoretical and practical magical material that had been published to our outer order, the Hermetic Order of the Golden Dawn. And thus, our order has become, from the very beginning, a magical order. The minute you join our order, you're welcome to practice magic. We begin the training right away. The primary Golden Dawn lineages of our order are Hermetic and Rosicrucian in origin, the importance of which has been largely misunderstood and underestimated by the public. These Hermetic and Rosicrucian lineages do not merely imply a sort of apostolic succession, like is understood in Christianity, or merely the kind of institutional lineages, like in Freemasonry, based on mutual recognition. Instead, these Hermetic and Rosicrucian lineages are most like the spiritual lineages of the great Eastern traditions, like in Zen and Tibetan Buddhism in the East. And like these traditions, these lineages here in the West, coming from the Hermetic and Rosicrucian traditions, carry with them very specific sets of spiritual exercises and techniques transmitted in documents, yet with oral instructions essential to their mastery, that are revealed only to initiates, as has been for millennia the case. Our Hermetic lineage arose in Egypt and was carried here with the Greek and Roman empires to Europe, and has been passed down from Hermetic master to disciple through centuries upon centuries of an unbroken chain of Hermetic initiates, and was transmitted to our order by the secret continental European order of Hermetic alchemists, commonly referred to as the secret chiefs, or the Geheime Oberen in German, who are the true source of origin of all of the initiation rituals, teachings, and spiritual practices of all of the grades comprising all three orders of the Hermetic Order of the Golden Dawn. In 1850, Hungarian Count Apponyi, a representative of these secret chiefs, initiated Kenneth Mackenzie in Austria. Apponyi gave Mackenzie the Hermetic lineage, rituals, and teachings of our first order, the Hermetic Order of the Golden Dawn, also known as HGD. These Mackenzie later encoded into the famous cipher manuscripts, later used by Woodman Westcott and S.L. MacGregor Mathers, with which to found the Golden Dawn in 1888. In 1891, Frater Luxa Tenebris, another representative of the secret chiefs of the Third Order, initiated S.L. MacGregor Mathers in Paris and transmitted Mathers the lineage, the rituals, and the teachings of our Rosicrucian Second Order, the RRNAC. Then, in 2002, our order was contacted once again by the secret chiefs. And here in Paris, France, at an historic meeting, both Jean-Pascal Roudiou and myself, David Griffin, met with them and received from them certain additional Hermetic and Rosicrucian lineages, rituals, and teachings with which to complete the highest grades of the Golden Dawn's Third Order. We were initiated by them here in Paris and charged with the founding of this Third Order, of the Rosicrucian Order of Alpha et Omega. This Third Order curriculum includes the practices of Hermetic inner alchemy, which represent the capstone on the pyramid of the entire Western esoteric tradition. Thus, following the Reformation of 1999 and following our historic meeting with the secret chiefs here in Paris in 2002, we became the only Golden Dawn order with a truly secret Rosicrucian magical and alchemical Second Order curriculum, and that offers complete initiation and training in all three orders of the Golden Dawn, from 0 = 0, the grade of Neophyte, all the way through 9 = 2, the grade of Magus, and beyond. Our order today additionally holds multiple lines of auxiliary lineage from Golden Dawn derivative orders, which include, but are not limited to, R.W. Falcon, Stella Matutina, S.L. MacGregor Mathers, Alpha et Omega, A.E. Waite's Fellowship of the Rosy Cross, G.W. MacGregor Reed's Ancient Druid Order, Madame Madeleine de Montalban's Order of the Morning Star, and Countess Tamara Borkun's Order of the Pyramid and the Sphinx. These auxiliary lineages, as were transmitted by Desmond Burke, Countess Tamara Borkun, and Marquis Nicolas Tereshchenko. Our order additionally holds a vast array of supplemental Rosicrucian lineages, or esoteric transmissions. These include the Gott- und Rosenkreuzorden from Germany, the Order of the Asiatic Brethren, or Fratres Lucas, the Societas Rosicruciana of Backstrom, the Frères de la Rose-Croix, also known as the FARC, or the Elder Brothers of the Rose Cross, and the Rose-Croix d'Orient, as well as the Réau-Croix. Today, our order offers the most comprehensive initiation and training in Hermetic, magic, astrology, and alchemy available anywhere in the world. The practical curriculum of our order is extremely demanding. You begin to practice magic and strengthen your energetic body from the very first day you join our order. Our theoretical curriculum is even more demanding. In our order, you must master the entire Golden Dawn published material already in our first order or beginner's level. Thus, the grades of our order are far more than empty titles. By the time you become an adept in our second order, the RRNAC, you will have already mastered not only all of the published Golden Dawn material, but will have also, hopefully, undergone a radical physical and spiritual transformation. Our grade examinations are almost legendary for how difficult they are. In fact, in America, they jokingly call us the Harvard of the Golden Dawn. But of course, our UK initiates dispute this. They say we're rather the Cambridge of the Golden Dawn. Our traditionalist orientation, our vast array of Hermetic and Rosicrucian lineages, our complete curriculum, and the exceptional depth and quality of our magical, astrological, and alchemical training have together made us today the most internationally successful Golden Dawn order in the world. when I began my research about the history of Arthur Temple at the beginning of the 1980 in Paris, I don't know the strange synchronicity of the events which were passed like magic. I was just coming in Paris at this time, and to make the introduction with Nicolas Tereshchenko. I knew Nicolas Tereshchenko through the courtesy of Robert Gilbert. He was archivist of the Societas Rosicruciana in Anglia, the librarian of Societas Rosicruciana in Anglia. And Bob Gilbert was interested by my research concerning the origin of the Hermetic Order of the Golden Dawn. Bob Gilbert told me that Nicolas Tereshchenko was initiated in a certain way in the Golden Dawn, and that he could help me in my historical research. The Marquis Nikolaevich Tereshchenko was a very strange person, an original. And when I knew Nicolas, he was very old, 70, and he was British, but he was from Russian origin, and he was born in 17 October 1920. He explained to me that his family was connected with the Roman Empire of Byzance. Nicolas explained to me that his family has to escape from the Bolshevik during the Russian Revolution, and his family decided to be living in France, and so he passed all his childhood in France, and after he decided to go in England and to become a surgeon, doctor in medicine, and it was an awful period for him, because he explained to me that it was during the Blitz, when London was under the bombs with the Nazis. After Nicolas go in India, and he was initiated in India, he told me, in a secret society, a Shivaist secret society, the Ananda Marga. And after, because Nicolas was a great traveler, he went in the British Guyana and in South America. He was initiated in Freemasonry here, and he attained very high degrees. He was initiated in Emulation rites, Mark Mason, Knight Templar, Knights Rosecross, the Scottish Rite of Erodom of Kilkenny. He was like near the Grand Master of the British Freemasonry in Guyana. But after he decided to go into the United States of America at New York first, and after at San Francisco. After he decided to go in Australia, and he was married in Australia and got a family. But when he decided to took his retreat, he decided to go in London. And in London, in
the years 1980, it was initiated inside the esoteric circles, deriving of the all going dawn. For instance, the Inner Light fraternity, founded by famous Dying Fortune, and also into the Morning Star Order, founded by ℌ𝔞𝔫𝔦𝔣-𝔱𝔳𝔳. ℌ𝔞𝔫𝔦𝔳, she told to Nicolas that she received also a kind of transmission from Aleister Crowley. Nicolas was also a Freemason in London, and he was in touch with the ℌ𝔞𝔫𝔦𝔳, ℌ𝔞𝔫𝔦-𝔱𝔳𝔳. He became friends with the Magus Supremus of ℌ𝔞𝔫𝔦, Gary Davis. But at the end of the years 1980, Nicolas decided to go to Paris. And he decided here to found a lodge of BOTR, Builder of the Attitude. This is a fraternity founded by Paul Fusquez in America. And Paul Fusquez was the prime minister of the old Tartarus temple in New York, of the Rosicrucian Order of Alpha Omega, founded by Matters in 1909. Nicolas was already initiated in BOTR when he was living in United States, in California. And in Paris, he was also a member of Philosophes de la Nature. It was an alchemical society. And also he was a member of the Gurdjieff groups. I knew Nicolas through the courtesy of John Hamill, a librarian of the United Grand Lodge of England, and through Bob Gilbert, librarian of the ℌ𝔞𝔫𝔦𝔳. He was interested by my research concerning the German origin of the Golden Dawn, concerning the famous Masonic Lodge of the Nation Dawn. But before to meet Nicolas, I was already in touch with the Countess Bruckun. It was an old woman, old lady, also from Russian nobility origin. And Miss Bruckun founded at London a fraternity called the Order of Sphinx and Pyramid. And inside this fraternity, there were a lot of ancient Golden Dawn members. In fact, Miss Bruckun told me that she received some affiliation from other members of the Golden Dawn, especially with Ellen Rand. Ellen Rand was the Old Cancellaria of the Isis Urania Temple, number 3 at London. During this case in 1903, Ellen Rand decided to follow Arthur Waite. But when Arthur Waite decided to create his own order, the True Fellowship of Rosicrucians, in just before the First World War, Ellen Rand decided to don't follow Arthur Waite in his new order, but to continue the Golden Dawn. For this, she decided to be associated with other members of the Stella Matutina and the Alpha Omega at London. In fact, when I met the Countess Bruckun at London at Bedford Park, where she was living, I met also another member of our order, Garstein. He was linked with his family with the famous Edward Garstein, who was the Old Cancellarius of Alpha Omega at London, when at the time where Moya Matters decided to come back at London after the death of her husband. And there is a link also with the Alpha Omega. And for instance, Ital Kolkun, she was also a relative of Garstin, belonging to the order of Miss Brooke. I told to Nicolas, of course, about my relationship with the Countess Boucoun, and Nicolas was very interested by my contacts. And I showed to Nicolas also my research concerning the origin of the Golden Dawn. At this time, I wanted to write a complete history of the origin of the Golden Dawn. And Nicolas was also very interested, and he proposed to me to write a book about this subject. I was initiated in the Miss Boucoun order, the Order of Sphinx and Pyramid, and during 5 years she gave me a lot of instruction. By letters, she gave me instruction for preparing me to the degree of Adeptus Minor. Unfortunately, after 5 years, our correspondence finished because she became ill. She was very hard. This initiation, with this initiation, the Countess Boucoun authorized me to found a lodge, a Golden Temple at Strasbourg, and unfortunately, I have to leave Strasbourg for a professional reason, and I have to go to Paris. And Nicolas was really interested by my relationship with the Countess Boucoun, and he decided so to work with me because he wanted really that we could reawake the true Arthur Temple. Nicolas was looking for in Paris to know if there was an Arthur Temple surviving in this town, but his research were without any success. In fact, according to his information, the Arthur Temple disappeared after the First World War, after the death of MacGregor martyrs in 1980. So Nicolas was convinced that it was absolutely necessary, if we want to reawake the Temple Arthur, to go in England. Due to his Masonic relationships, especially with the SRI, Societas Rosicruciana Anglia, Nicolas introduced me to Bob Gilbert at the beginning of the years 90. And Bob Gilbert was not only the librarian of the SRI, but also he was the keeper of the archives of the Old Golden Dawn. So with Nicolas, we traveled together at Bristol in the west of England, and I could consult myself all the archives of the Old Golden Dawn, the original Golden Dawn. For instance, letters written by Westcott, and also the lament of the Rosicrucians of Arthur Waite, and many things, many objects. Nicolas asked Bob Gilbert to give copies of these documents, and especially copies of the inner order of Florence Farr, the sphere, the document of the sphere. And Bob Gilbert accepted and helped us. But he told us also that he was not the chief of the Golden Dawn, but he knew that amongst the members of the high degree of SRI, especially the 9th degree, there was a secret tradition concerning the Golden Dawn. But certain members of the High Council of SRA don't want to be associated with the Golden Dawn because the Golden Dawn was involved in certain scandal at the beginning of the 20th century, especially the Oros affair, and also because the member of SRA hates really Crowley and Crowleyans. Anyway, certainly Nicolas knew something more with his relation in this SRA, especially with the Grand Master, the Supremus Magus at this time, because he introduced me to Desmond Burke in 1992. Desmond Burke was the librarian of the British Museum. He was a member of the High Degree of SRA and a member of the Grand College of the Masonic Rites and Prime Master of Serapis Temple of London of the Magical Order of the Golden Dawn. And this temple was created with also the help of the Imperator at this time, Apollon Leontas. In the third travel in London in September 1993, Nicolas and me were initiated in the high degree of Adeptus Exemptus 7=4 by Apollon Leontas, who received from Desmond Burke all the complete transmission of the different branch coming from the original Golden Dawn. Stella Matutina, Holy Order of the Golden Dawn, of Weight, and so on. And this initiatic transmission was completed by another American adept, Dr. Robert Ward. Dr. Robert was an old friend of Nicolas when Nicolas was living in San Francisco. During this ceremony of Adeptus Exemptus degree, Apollon Leontas gave me a charter to authorize me to reopen the Outer Temple in Paris, exactly 1 century after to be founded in 1892, with an independent statue. With this charter, Nicolas and me could recruit an officer staff, essentially Freemason, Breton, Rosicrucians, and BOTR members. And our staff officer were initiated regularly at London to the neophyte degree in the Serapis Temple. And Nicolas could obtain certain documents, magical documents, coming from Magno Matters, coming from Bob Hilbert also, and he could find all alchemical documents coming from the original Outer Temple in an old library, and that he gave him. Nicolas believed that it was important that we have contacts, we be in touch with American adepts in the United States of America against the advice of the British people. But Nicolas was very friend with Robert Ward, and Robert Ward effectively transmit to us documents coming from the Slater. The documents. Slater was Cancellarius of Outer Temple in the years 30s. Nicolas and myself wanted to create a federation of Temple of the Golden Dawn, and with this view, we established contacts with many American adepts. In 1997, in June, I traveled in California, and I participated in the meeting of the Mark Temple of the Golden Dawn at Los Angeles which Patricia Bimon was the Premonstratrix and David John Griffin the Apparator. And also I participated in the meeting of the August Order of the Mystic Cross created by Robert Ward along the lines of the Golden Dawn. And unfortunately, as you know, our entity are trying to do a federation between the different Golden Dawn Templars didn't succeed because in America there were big battles fighting, you know. So we decided anyway to go on with Robert Ward and David Griffin. We tried to revive the tradition in not only in France but in Europe, and due to my friendship with John Griffin, I received also a lot of different esoteric translations, and I asked John Griffin to do something in America.
I command you to purify the hall and the members by water. Frater Delphos, I command you to consecrate the hall and the members by fire.
Purify the east with water. Purify the south with water. Purify the west with water.
Consecrate the east with fire.
Purify the north with water.
Consecrate the south with fire.
Great honor of my reference, I have purified the north with water.
I consecrate the west with fire. Consecrate the north with fire. Very honored Hierophant, I have consecrated the hall with fire and incense.
Guten Abend, liebe Brüder und Schwestern des ℌ𝔞𝔫𝔦𝔣-Tempels in Paris. Ich freue mich sehr, heute Abend hier bei euch zu sein, als Vertreter des deutschen Hermetic Order of the Golden Dawn. Ich überbringe euch Grüße von den Brüdern und Schwestern des deutschen Tempels. Allow me to speak to you about the Rosicrucian ideas that have influenced the Golden Dawn, especially the great structure that we are following now in our online school. In Germany, in the early 17th century, a new form of Hermeticism came into being with the publication of Rosicrucian documents, namely the Fama Fraternitatis Rosicrucis and the Confessio Fraternitatis, as well as the chemical wedding of Christian Rosenkreuz. The ideas of spirituality introduced therein greatly influenced scholars, as well as they appealed to nobility at that time. The new influence fell on fertile ground, as the ideas spread from country to country, and those foremost thinkers of that time started to form secret circles and lodges. In the early 18th century, then, the Golden Rosenkreuzer Order was founded in 1756. This order practiced the Hermetic Trivium, the Hermetic Triad of magic or theurgy, astrology, and alchemy. Reforming itself in 1777, the Golden Rosenkreuzer Order integrated a great structure that, another 111 years later, was adopted by the Hermetic Order of the Golden Dawn, founded by Samuel MacGregor Mathis in London. This great structure follows an inherent logic, which allows the student to analyze and integrate all aspects of his own being, as well as the different levels of the hidden forces. What these aspects and levels are is widely known. The aim of magic, or theurgy as it is called in the Hermetic Order of the Golden Dawn, is, and always has been, to come into contact with the forces, the divine forces pervading nature, and to bring about harmony between ourselves and the greater all. That is what comprises spiritual development, to refine one's inner nature and develop the seed of divinity that lies within one's own soul. In the great structure, initiation is the most important aspect to bring about this spiritual development. During an initiation ceremony in the temple, the candidate's sphere of sensation, or his aura as it is commonly called, is actively charged with the respective forces through the Hierophant, while the candidate's mind and his subconscious as well is impregnated with the symbols shown to him in the ritual drama. Let me detail about that. The symbols that are shown and the movements in the temple directly influence the subconscious of the candidate, which will then germinate in his soul and develop later when he practices the magic and the theurgy of the Hermetic Order of the Golden Dawn. This is why it is said that the mysteries protect themselves, because only this one can control these forces, who has been properly introduced to them in a physical initiation. Then the candidate may go and experience these forces as he goes about in this daily ritual work. Then he can analyze how he or she relates to them, explore his or her non-physical constitution, and refine and integrate all aspects of his being. Of course, as you all know from your own experience, this requires dedicated work on the side of the candidate. But as one moves from grade to grade and acquires not only theoretical knowledge, but first-hand experience, and develops inner peace and wisdom, one also attains the spiritual transformation, develops the lunar and later the solar body, and brings harmony to one's life in all its venues and aspects. It is crucial to understand that the aim of theurgy is not thrill-seeking by occult practices. We can safely leave that to those whose sole interest in magic is greed for occult powers. Magic or theurgy is still a misunderstood spiritual science. The general public is to a large extent still influenced by hearsay and by the imagery transported in movies. And the World Wide Web, with its availability of occult and alchemical texts, does not help much in this regard either, as the symbolical language only reveals its meaning when it is properly analyzed and integrated in the course of one's own spiritual process, which of course is dependent of one's own level of study, grade initiation, and theological practice. The Hermetic Order of the Golden Dawn today as the Rosicrucian and Hermetic Orders of antiquity, provides a coherent system of all aspects of the Western tradition. We know that there is no shortcut, but that the spiritual progress can only be brought about by one's own dedicated practice as one progresses through the grades and becomes a true initiate of the Hermetic mysteries. And we can rest assured that the theurgy of the Hermetic Order of the Golden Dawn will lead us, eventually, to the attainment of the summum bonum, and that each step along the way is infinitely rewarding. I wish all my brethren at the ℌ𝔞𝔫𝔦𝔣 temple here in Paris all the best for their personal process, and keep up the good work here at ℌ𝔞𝔫𝔦 temple. And we will also do the same in the German temple. Thank you for your attention.